And yeah, say everybody, welcome back to another 5 random things about me, Grissle. Let's get started. Alright, the first fact for this week is, I have a really big problem with sleeping in. I cannot sleep in late at all. I'm not one of those people. I've always, all my life, been an early riser. Even working the crazy second shift job I'm working now, I still get up early. Like, if I don't have an alarm set or anything, I still get up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I just got home and probably went to bed about 1 o'clock too. I don't know, it's weird. Like, if it's dark in a room, I might be able to sleep till like 9. But if there's any gleam of sunlight that comes into the room at all, like behind a curtain or something, I'm awake at like 7. It's just the way my body works. It just automatically rises whenever the sun comes up. It's weird. I don't know. Latest I ever slept in my life was 10:30 one time. Back when I was a teenager, me and my buddy, we stayed up till like something crazy, like 7:30 in the morning or 7 in the morning. And I went to bed and I slept for like 3 or 4 hours. And then that's because I was staying at his house that day, and his house was down, or his room was down in the basement. It was pitch black in there. That was the only way I was even able to sleep, because if there was any light, I would have fucking been wide awake. But yeah, I can't sleep in to save my life. Number 2, pets. Do I have any? I have pet tarantulas, if you want to call them pets. Some people would just call them insects. But I have 5 tarantulas, different species of them. And I used to have cats, but I live in this condo, which is weird, and we're not allowed to have pets here. Even though you own a condo, you own it. It's not like an apartment where you're renting it. You own a condo. This is mine. You know, but I'm not allowed to have pets here. I had to sneak those spiders in. You know what I mean? But my mom has all my old cats, which there's only 2 that used to be mine. A big Mancoon, his name was Boy, and then Russian blue cat, her name was Nixie, which was named after a Nixia from a game called World of Warcraft. If you don't play, it was a huge dragon you would fight. But a Nixie was hard to kind of just always yell all the time, so it was all turned to Nixie. All I have is my tarantulas right now, and that's all I'm really allowed to have. If now, I love, if people were to ask me, are you a dog person or a cat person? I'm definitely a dog person, but dogs are just way too hard to take care of, as far as like, if you're out and about, you got to make sure you're back in time to let the dog out, or, stuff like that. And there's just things that are kind of pain in the ass. Where cats, they're self-efficient a lot of the times, but, you still got to give them your love and everything, which I love doing. But cats are just an easier pet to take care of. Number 3, what's my favorite ringtone on my phone at this moment? Actually, first off, I want to show you my lock screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. My favorite ringtone on my phone that I have right now is one I made. I don't know if you guys know what that's from, but if you guys are huge fans of Jay and Silent Bob, like I am, that's from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. An awesome movie, probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. Some people will say those movies are dumb. And yeah, they kind of are, but I don't know. I like them. And that's a lot of people I know's ringtones, because a lot of people I know smoke weed. Alright, my number 4 fact is, have I broken any bones? And yes, I've broken 1 bone in my life. I've broken my back. It was my first bone I ever broke, and you might as well go with the main one, right? I broke my back, and it's a funny story. Jumping a bicycle, not a motocross bike, not anything, just a plain bicycle. And to be honest, after I broke it, I didn't know I broke it at the time. After I broke it, I got up I knocked the wind out of myself when it happened. What happened was I was coming in to a jump, and it was just a natural jump, and it didn't look as steep as it was because the grass wasn't cut, and I come in way too fast, and I was coming in with so much speed, I went up probably about 8 feet in the air, and the bike kicked out from under me, and I flew down from 8 feet, like in the straight sitting position, and my vertebrae compressed, and like the block part snapped in two like that. And I didn't know I broke my back at the time. And I knocked the wind out of myself, and my friends were like, oh, let him catch his breath. I got up, and I was all stiff and stuff, and I was just thinking, oh, it's just because, that was a pretty devastating crash, you know what I mean? And so I got up and pretty much drove home, and didn't know until I went home, took like a muscle relaxer, laid down for bed. I went to wake up to go to the bathroom in like 20 minutes, and feeling like I was going to pass out, and I had to call people to come help me, get me to a car and get me to the hospital. And that's where they found out I had a broken back. And I was just like, what? I'd never broken a bone in my life. I didn't know what it felt like. And to be honest, I thought, you think of hearing breaking your back, you think of, holy shit, this got to be painful. But it really wasn't. I mean, it was after I found out, and when I was in the hospital for the whole weekend and everything like that. But, then the pain started setting in. But when it, originally happened, I was like, oh, I'm just stiff, But yeah, so broke my back. First bone I ever broke. Go big or go home. Number 5. I have a weird psyche thinking about like the apocalypse and stuff like that. And there's a weird part of my brain that thinks, I wonder how good I would be in an apocalyptic situation. Like, if shit was to go down on this planet, and like there was either like a huge, like, if Yellowstone exploded and just fucking, or wars happen or whatever, just zombie apocalypse, whatever it may be. But there's a part of my brain that thinks a lot about like what I would do in those situations and how I would survive, and if I would be good enough at it and how long I could make it. And there's also like a kind of weird sadistic side of me that kind of welcomes it in a way, because I want to test myself. I don't know. It's, I know I spend a lot of time on the internet and everything like that, but to be honest, if I lost all this, if we lost it all our satellites went down, and just we lost all communication across the board, I wouldn't mind. And to be honest, like I said, there's a weird part of my brain that thinks that I almost want to experience it to see how well I would react and how well I could do. But then also, on that flip side, if that was to happen, that means a lot of my family and a lot of my friends, I would, lose them. And that's the only bad part that, I'm not down with. You know what I'm saying? Because I could lose myself. I could die. I don't care about that. But other people, that's what I care about. So, but it's weird. It's like I'm constantly thinking of that stuff. Like, I'm walking around thinking or seeing stuff. I'm like, oh, that'd be an awesome, like, lookout or, place to hold up. And I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird thing I have just through everyday life. All right, those were my 5 facts for this week. If you guys have any ideas or anything you want me to answer, let me know down in the comments below, because it's kind of hard when I'm picking facts about myself. But if there's little questions, not necessarily K-pop related, because I just want this to be about me, not just about K-pop. But any interesting questions you want to know about me, let me know down below, and I'll let you guys know. Love y'all. Annyeonghaseyo. Peace.